start in 8 minutes.
For refreshment. For your enjoyment, there's hot, fresh popcorn, tempting, delicious hot dogs, and so many kinds of ice cream. And, of course, sparkling, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola for everybody at the refreshment counter now. Remember, your favorite snack will taste especially good with world-famous ice-cold Coca-Cola.
The next show will start in 7 minutes. The next show will start in 6 minutes. While you're relaxing and waiting for the next show to begin, visit our snack bar. The next show will start in 5 minutes. The next show will start in 4 minutes.
suppose there's time?
Sure, there's still time to visit our famed snack bar, where we offer a wide variety of good things to eat and drink to top off your evening. Want a suggestion? How about enjoying a treat we're famous for? A refreshing cup of smooth, chocolatey good Jubilee hot chocolate. Such a comforting, special kind of drink, and a favorite with folks of all ages. Hot chocolate goes down real easy this time of night, makes you feel warm and altogether wonderful. Bet you've never tasted hot chocolate quite as good as we make it. Enjoy a cup tonight.
Hot dogs with your favorite trimming for men and boys, girls and women. Dress them up to suit your taste. They're good. So good.
The next show will start in 3 minutes. The next show will start in 2 minutes. The next show will start in 1 minute.
Jim Rex? What's Jim Rex? Would you believe a movie audience guide presented as a public service by this theater's management to help you select your motion picture entertainment? Well, that's what it is. And we urge you to learn these rating symbols and use them as a guide for you and your family. G means suggested for general audiences, all ages. M, suggested for mature audiences, parental discretion advised. R, restricted, persons under 16 not admitted unless accompanied by parent or adult guardian. X, persons under 18 will not be admitted. This seal in advertising indicates that the film was approved under the Motion Picture Code of Self-Regulation.
folks. I'm Rico.
Oh, Nacho.
He's Peppy.
See?
You can find us at the concession stand in the lobby.
Along with all sorts of other tasty goodies.
See?
Rico's Nachos, a refreshingly new and different snack discovery. Chock full of high-quality ingredients, crisp, fresh tortilla chips, covered with creamy aged cheddar cheese, topped off with zesty jalapeno pepper rings. Rico's Nachos, out of sight.
Remember, folks, we're the new star at the snack bar. Rico's Nachos, a new taste treat you can't beat.
See?
Rico's Nachos, on sale at the snack bar now.
About to witness the takeoff of the first manned rocket to outer space. We pick up the count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
We're off to visit the planets. There are treats galore in the stars. Venus is loaded with candy, and ice cream is found upon Mars. The soda pop's fizzing on Saturn. When you're thirsty, it sure hits the spot. And Jupiter's really jumping with popcorn that's buttered and hot. But the best of them all is the planet, where all of these treats are at hand. And that is the spot we now head for, our theater refreshment stand.
Good evening. It's intermission time. And during the next 10 minutes, we invite you to visit our refreshment stand located in the center of the drive-in. Our service is friendly and quick. You'll find hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, your favorite candies, hot and cold beverages, and other delicious snacks. So add to your fun of watching the movie. Visit our refreshment stand right now during our 10-minute intermission. We're glad to have you with us tonight, and we hope you'll come to see us often. It's great to get out to the movies.
Today, we're interviewing a stomach.
Hello there.
What is life like as a stomach?
Oh, boy, it was humdrum. I mean, until what's-his-name discovered Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza?
Yeah, I was suffering from the pizza cravings until Tony's came along. Crispy crust and zesty sauces. Wow.
And so now... What's that?
Another pizza craving. Just thinking about Tony sets it off.
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get a Tony's Pizza. And I follow him anyway.
Does your stomach send you pizza craving signals? Oh, wow. Tony's, the Pizza Cravers Pizza. Available at the concession stand.
Flavos, the delicious oriental treat that's out of this world for taste-tempting goodness. Light and delicious, full of tender, juicy, fresh shrimp meat. It's America's favorite shrimp rolls. Try Flavos. You'll say they're shrimply delicious.
Hungry? We have it. Kettle from the popper. There are other treats for you, too, such as fresh candies and ice cream. Visit the Refreshment Center now. Enjoy a delicious snack and ice-cold Coca-Cola.
Sneaking out to the drive-in? Why not take the kiddies along and save the expense of a sitter? Everyone enjoys the drive-in.
Please replace the speaker on its rack when you're ready to leave. Failure to do so will damage both the speaker and your car. We'll be grateful, and so will the patrons who follow you.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
We're now just 1 minute away from the beginning of our next feature. For your convenience, our refreshment stand will remain open after the feature begins, so you still have time to add to the fun of watching the movie. Before we begin our next feature, we'd like to remind you to replace your speaker before leaving the theater. If it is accidentally damaged, please notify someone at the refreshment stand. Again, thank you for coming out to the drive-in tonight. As you leave, please drive carefully and come back soon.
Please replace the speaker on its rack when you're ready to leave. Failure to do so will damage both the speaker and your car. We'll be grateful, and so will the patrons who follow you.
Projectionist, stop the show. Here's great news you ought to know. We've just got a shipment of taste-thrilled treats, all tip-top quality and delicious eats. There are hot dogs and popcorn and candy galore. There's soft drinks and coffee and a whole lot more. So direct your steps to our refreshment stand to enjoy the finest snacks in all the land.
You have 10 minutes till showtime.
You've seen the show. It was quite a treat. But now you'd like something to eat, so right this way to the concession stand serving Castleberry's, the best in the land. Yes, sir. Castleberry's is real southern barbecue. Choice cuts of meat slowly cooked over open pits of smoldering oak coals for honest-to-goodness barbecue flavor. You'll also find hot coffee, cold soft drinks, and delicious ice cream in our snack bar to go with your Castleberry sandwich. Just look at that generous helping of rich, juicy barbecue. Yum, yum. For a real taste thrill, Castleberry's barbecue will fill the bill.
The next show will start in 9 minutes.
Golden, pure creamery butter, rich, flavorful, satisfying. That's what it takes for the finest buttered popcorn, and that's what we use. See for yourself why there's no showtime treat to equal the crisp, delicious flavor of hot popcorn that's bathed in real melted butter. It's at the concession stand now.
Now listen. Now listen. Now listen. I'm the Dairy Queen. Won't you come with me along the milkshake way? I've got lots of good surprises, fresh and yummy for you every day. There are malts and shakes and sundaes too, whenever you stop. And of course your very, very favorite, the cone with the curl on top.
You don't have to just dream about Dairy Queen. Your favorite Dairy Queen treat is a refreshing reality at your nearest Dairy Queen store.
The next show will start in 8 minutes.
Hey! They're ready, folks.
For refreshment that is great. If it's early or it's late, it's Orange Crush. Orange Crush, the drink that's extra good. Fresh fruit flavor. That's for me. It tastes better. Naturally. Orange Crush, Orange Crush, get some right away.
Visit our refreshment stand right away for delicious Orange Crush and all kinds of good things to eat.
Oh, the time is now, the time is here. Now's the time for a bite of...
Good morning, people. People. That was an impromptu concert about the people. People. Good morning, Monday. Good Monday morning. Good. Hello? Hello, is this thing on? Well, I'm barely here. I was up late working on the promo for the week. It's less than 9 minutes and took me a couple hours. But hey, that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here. I've got a little something different planned this morning. Once again, a different movie. Let's see the old box over here. It's got the album of the day here. Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66, Fool on the Hill, with such songs as Scarborough Fair, Fool on the Hill, Leila Ladaya Rizal, and then Upa Nguenho, Canto Triste, that's a sad song, Festa, Casa Forte, La Pinha, and When Summer Turns Slow. This particular album here, I was going to grab a date here, but I'm not seeing a date so readily available. And I hate it when they don't put a date on the on the album here. I imagine it is sometime in the 60s or 70s. That's a good one. Let me see if I can find a let me see if I can find one of them things. Let me get rid of this old TV guide here. Okay. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. What the hell's going on out there? It feels like a Monday, doesn't it? My goodness. Oy. What? Oy. I said oi. And I bloody mean oi, mate. Yeah. So I'm just going to go over. Hey, good morning, Joey. What's going on, dude? Yeah, the girls are like, why did he go to the DMV anyway? And I'm like, well, he told me, but I forgot. And then I'm like, an hour later, I'm like, oh yeah, right, real ID. Got it, okay. I got it, yeah. I'm going to clean that nose. Yeah, good morning. So the record for the day here is Sergio Mendes, Brazil 66, Fool on the Hill. So I am going to go Brazil 66, Fool on the Hill. And let's see, I want the full album. There it is, 9 videos. Sergio Mendes playlist. Let's share this and share that. Right, far out, man. So, getting ready to go back to the DMV. Do you really have to do that? Ah, come on. Let's share. Oh, that was me talking to myself here. I don't want to do that. Alright, let's go and drop this little paste here. A little bit of paste. A little bit of paste. And then we're going to do Fool on the Hill. Brazil 66 full album. There, that Brazil. Oh, there you go. There's that. Your height is, oh, that's right. You're not 5 feet. Yeah, I know that. My daughter, my wife, and they were like, well, how tall is he? And I was saying, well, he's got to be closer to 6 feet. I mean, at least. I mean, look at the photo of him and I. We're pretty close. And then my daughter's like, well, how tall are you? And I'm like, I'm 6 feet. I said, you should know. I mean, you're only a few inches away from me there. I think she's got maybe 5 inches. Oh my God. I feel like a king. I am honored. I am not Arnold. I am Arnold. I am honored to be Arnold. I am honored to be Arnold. What the hell is he saying? I don't know. Something about Arnie. Something about Arnie. Yeah, well, I am taken aback. 9 albums. Wow. Gosh, gee. She's 5'5". Yeah. Well, how tall are you? 5'10"? 5'11"? Yeah, see, she's only got, what, 6 inches, 7 inches. That's not much. That's not much. Now, Mom, she's only, what, 4 feet. So, yeah. She's got a ways to go. My daughter has stretched the distance between her and her mother's height. Yep. Yes, sir. You're 5'8". Okay. 5'8". I thought you were taller. Maybe it's all those boots that you wear. He wears like 3 or 4 pairs of boots at a time. He just puts them on and then puts on another pair and then puts on another pair. And then pretty soon he's like 8 foot tall. I am Joey. Yeah, the boot man. He is the boot man. Look out, here comes Boot Man. No, he's going to squash us with his giant boots, man. So, found out Friday or over the weekend or something. Ooh, one of them's from my daughter. I won't tell her. Shh. Ruth Buzzy passed away over the weekend. I believe she was 88. Ruth Buzzy. She was a fun lady. She didn't just do Laugh-In. She wasn't just that old lady with the purse. She did some fantastic stuff. She was on a lot of TV shows. A lot of TV specials. If they needed somebody who was just hilarious and the sweetest person in the world, they got Ruth Buzzy. Yeah. She did stuff with kids. She would work with kids at the drop of a hat. She was Canadian, so she did a lot of Canadian TV and film and stuff. Ruth Buzzy. Yeah. Yes, sir. Your boots make you 5'10". I see. That's about what I figured when you were here, about 5'10". No, I'm about 5'13". That's about where I am. I'm always at 13. M, the 13th letter in the alphabet. Hence, California 13. Hello. That would be California pot smokers. 13 for marijuana. Marijuana. So, I managed to get a new glass bowl for my bong. And it's got a wider port on it. Wider mouth, so to speak. And I got some more daisies. Some little glass daisies. Which are the glass pipe screens. Let me show you some daisies here. I'll grab you a daisy and you can check it out. It's just a little glass daisy. In fact, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, it's hard to see that, but that's it. That's a little glass daisy. There we go. Wait, let me put it between my fingers here so you can see the daisy part. There you go. There's the little daisy. And it's just a little glass daisy on a stem. The stem goes down into the bowl, and then this kind of rests with those 5 little points resting on the sides of the bowl. And it's just a little screen, just a little vent, so that the smoke can get through, but the ash can't. Did you say ash can't, man? Yeah. Stick it up your ash can't. Yeah. So today we're going to watch part 1 of a 52-minute movie called Different Suns. And from what I understand about this movie, because I haven't watched it in its entirety, I've only seen bits and pieces, which is why I do these, so that I can actually watch them and we can enjoy them and talk about them. Different Suns is a 1970, say 70, 72, something like that. Maybe 74. It's right at the end. Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo, Lord Whitey. My wife laughs at Cinco de Mayo. She's like, oh man, they don't get it. I said, honey, it's just a reason to sell beer. So, you know, it's like the Super Bowl. It's like pointless. It's just a reason to sell beer. I know people all over the world right now are going, did he say the Super Bowl is pointless? That's it. I'm gonna unsubscribe. Yeah, go right ahead. I'm for the old leatherneck football, you know, back when it was a fucking gridiron and not this bullshit pansy ass shit we got going on now. You know, people crying because somebody takes a fucking knee. You can't take a knee in my game. Okay, back. So Different Suns is about a movie about a bunch of Vietnam veterans who get together and do a march. They do a march from one place to the other, and along the way, they demonstrate about the horrors and the atrocities of the war. They make a lot of friends along the way, and they do a lot of marching. So Different Suns, because the normal American son was to just pick up arms and run off and fight no matter what the deal was. If your country said fight, you fight. Oh sure, you don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, sure. Your fridge right now is full of Coronas and carne asada. Carne asada. So Different Suns I thought would be neat. It's a little long, so I thought we'd watch half today and half tomorrow. And then we'll talk about the film, the movie, the theatrical movie 10. Number 10, in quotations. 10. And it refers to the perfect girl, the perfect woman, a number 10. And it is one of my first... what's his face movies? Oh jeez, Dudley Moore. It is one of my first Dudley Moore films. And after that, it was Arthur or something else. But the guy just kills me. The guy is too funny in whatever he's in. I think I saw him in something else that was done before this, before 10, where he's just got a small part in it. And that is brilliant. What was that? Was that S.O.B.? Blake Edwards, responsible for the film 10. Yeah. Just phenomenal writer, creator, dude. So we're going to watch at some point here in the next few minutes, we're going to watch the first part of Different Suns. Now, Different Suns, it's a different movie. I don't want people to get too upset. There it is. It's not an anti-soldier film. It's an anti-war film, all right? the first and foremost and only thing that a soldier should ever want should be peace. A soldier should never be one who wants to fight, who wants to go in, who's bloodthirsty, who wants to kill. Yeah, those are what we usually breed in a soldier. But first and foremost, a soldier is there like a police officer to serve and protect. Well, like a police officer used to be, to serve and protect the public, the citizens, the people. Now a police officer is there to serve and protect corporations and those who've got the money. You know, like if you go to Palm Springs and you need a police officer in Palm Springs and you don't live in a certain area, they will not come to you. They will not come to you at all. If you call 911, their first response is, can you do this online? Okay, hold on. And then they'll run you through the ringer to see if you're worthy of a police officer coming out. But it has to be an ultra emergency. Police officers in Palm Springs no longer go out to fill out a report, to go talk to somebody about a burglary, a mugging, anything. You need to go online, and then you need to come into the station. And that's it. What the fuck is up with that? You know, of course, if you live in a certain area in Palm Springs, all you have to do is say, come here now. And they're all over you. They're fucking all over you. Believe me, I know. Been there, done that. Been there, frickin' done that. And moved the fuck on. And then, of course, you have to fear what a lot of people fear when they call the police, is for the police to be against them, right? I mean, how many times have you heard the story? Yeah, I called the cops and they beat the fuck out of me and killed my dog, right? Well, sure. Some people will say, oh, those are just, you know, those tall tales, those urban legends, man. It's just an urban legend, man. Cops never do that. Yeah. They never do bad stuff, right? I've had some really nice cops as friends. I've known some really nice police officers. I've been helped by some really nice police officers. But that's not the majority. That's the minority, and that's the problem. It used to be the majority, and that's back. I used to know good cops back when it was the majority, and now it's not. That's why you can't find them. It's because it's not like that. My new cup. I don't know if you can read it. It says "Buzz Off," and it's got bees flying around. It's got a bee inside. It was cute. I don't remember where I saw it. One of them stores. Oh, it was at Joann's on sale because they're going out of business. It's time to spark up some doobage because it's what I do in the morning. It's my kind of my stick, my thing. It's what I do. So how the hell are you? What the hell's going on out there? I put together another promo for the week, and I am damn proud of it. I'm more proud of the promos and the commercials and the little videos I put together than the live stuff anymore. I mean, it's just, if it wasn't for all of the preparation that I have to do for the week, I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing. And I wouldn't have any kind of commercial, any kind of thing to share, you know, say, check this shit out. Look what I did. Look what the fuck I did. Yeah, it's the weekly promo. And they used to be like a minute and a half. And then I added a little of this. And then I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna give a promotion for everything that I'm doing on the channel during the week. Pardon my old ragged lungs. So, I mean, I've got a promo for Minecrafting, for the Grateful Dead show that's coming Thursday. Video Time Machine promo's fun, because I don't want to show what's on the Video Time Machine. So I think last week I showed the intro to Video Time Machine. And that was cool. So this one I've just got a little bit of a, I don't know. It's just kind of cool, you know. I think my most favorite part about doing this is that I can do whatever the hell I want. And oh no, don't go to the DMV, dude. Well, be careful and drive safe and do all that. Be sure to turn the show up really loud inside the DMV. I can't believe you're going to a DMV. We don't go to DMVs in California anymore, unless you're going to get a license, a new license. They could do the behind the wheel and the testing and stuff. That's about it. Everything else, online, just like the police station. The police is pretty much like that almost everywhere now. Oh, well, that is pretty cheap. Early June. What are we doing in June? What's going on? I have no idea what's happening in June, but that sounds fun. Yeah, when you get your tickets, give me an idea of what the date looks like, or before you get your tickets, and we'll set things up. Now my head is spinning, trying to figure out what to do. Right? What are we gonna do? That's like a month away. That's why they're cheap, because it's about a month out. You get about a month out, and they're pretty cheap. That's cool. Wearing my vintage California surf shirt here. Yeah. We all have shirts like this vintage looking California sunset. Haven't put vacation time in yet. All right. Well, no worries, man. Like I said, if we can't find you a place to stay for a couple of nights at least, then you'll spend the whole time here. I mean, you know, it ain't no big deal. There's plenty of room. You know, we'll get rid of the bugs and the rats and the snakes and the spiders, and yeah, we'll clean things up. Yeah, totally. Give the dogs a bath. Funny. Right on. Well, that should be summery out here. It should be very, very, very summery. And like I said, all right, take it easy. Be sure to think about flying straight out here so I can just come pick you up. And then if you rent a car, you can just rent it and drive it around out here and then drop it off out here. Anyway, peace, love, take it easy, man. I'll talk at you later. You know, talk to me anytime this morning. We're just about ready to watch that movie, so there you go. Yeah, good luck at the DMV. Now they'll get that right and they'll screw something else up. Yeah, his eyes are blue. His hair is blonde. Not. Oh, bong hit. That's right. We're going to do bong hit here. We've got to do some bong hits. Going to do a little bit of bong, baby. Bong, 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 bong. All right, baby. So tonight we have episode 14 of Minecrafting. Episode 14, Minecrafting, Monday with the Grateful Dead. Tonight we'll be listening to some more. I think we're listening to Tampa now. We listened to like 5 songs last week. So we'll pick up where we left off and get through what we can. And then we'll finish it off next week. Right? But it goes on to the channel Thursday at 5. So check it out. Tampa 95. Grateful Dead. Check it out. Totally check it out. what's going on this week? This is Monday, so we can talk about it. Tomorrow, today, the 4 o'clock movie is William Holden, the Golden Boy, and it's I think it's done about a year after his death, and it's just a kind of a retrospective on his life, and it's about an hour-ish. Tuesday, we're going to talk Wonder Woman, the TV show from the 1970s. It had probably the best television theme, and for my money, it still is one of the top 10 best television show themes. It's just a fucking kick-ass theme, and the opening of the show is fucking brilliant too. On Tuesday, the 4 o'clock movie will be the story of Operation Bootstrap. All right, and that is going to be a look at. Oh, I think it is. I don't even want to speculate because I'm. So there you go. The story of Operation Bootstrap. Look it up. Check it out. The Shadow is our topic of discussion on Old Time Radio Wednesday. We are going to talk all about The Shadow, the few different hosts that it had, / stars. Agnes Moorehead was on that show. She worked a lot with Orson Welles. She stayed on the show after his departure. And the film for the day, the 4 o'clock movie, is All Things on Wheels Aren't Equal, which is, of course, about handicapped wheelchair life, if you will. Thursday, it's Guitar Day. We're finally going to pull out my Ibanez electric guitar. We're going to fuck around with it. Like I said, at 5 o'clock on Thursday, the Grateful Dead Tampa 95 show is going to be available. And the 4 o'clock movie on Thursday is Guilty by Reason of Race. And it is one of my favorite worst topics to discuss about the U.S. government. Its treatment of the Japanese American citizens after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Yeah, people were scared, but come on. Come on. You know? Putting thousands of Japanese American citizens in concentration camps here on their own soil in the United States. It was a dark day, another dark chapter in American history. And another thing they just want you to forget. They just want you to look over the fact that they just rounded up your fellow neighbors, citizens, business owners, and stuff, and stuck them in concentration camps, and then told you to hate them. And the government did. I mean, they said a lot of bad things about Japanese people just to get us to hate them. But it was, these people were okay, right? And it went too far, too fast. So Guilty by Reason of Race will be the 4 o'clock movie on Thursday. And on Friday, Playing with Matches. Me, the early years, and Playing with Matches. Just let that thing sink in a little bit. And the 4 o'clock movie on Friday is going to be Cocaine Blues, the myth and reality of cocaine. Cocaine. Get into some cocaine. All right. Okay, so it is that time. It is well after 5. It is 5:30. So let's go ahead and start up the film for the day. And the film for the day is Different Suns. So I am going to... it is 5:30. So let's go ahead and start up the film. I have to go turn this off for the day. And the film for the day is Different. I'm going to talk to myself there. Let me start this over again. Let me put this guy back. Let me put that there. Let me put this here. To go to this. Do all of this. Ah, there we are. There we're gonna turn this dummy off. Shut up! Sorry, sir. I have to keep it open in case I wanna pop a message in there to myself. Let's get rid of that one. Let's bring this one up. Let's go Abuna. Oh, look, I left you all there to watch me, huh? All right, and that's it. Abuna Buna. Let's go. All right, now we're trucking. This is what my father looked like at this period of my life.
Okay, we'll get that squared away as soon as we get to move. We should be through Bernardsville and
Hello.
probably a couple hours. I've coordinated with the chief of police there, as we have with all the chiefs of police along the way. So
Do you
everything's
expect
set
this
to go.
to be very peaceful?
Yes, I do. Well, of course,
I love it.
anticipate everything, but our intention is peaceful.
I'm going to stop this at about
I hope everybody realizes that.
6 o'clock.
You're welcome.
I've only been back from Vietnam 4 months now, and when I came back, I was under the impression that what we were doing
I'm going to heat up my coffee. Be right back.
the thing to do at the time, you know what I mean? As, you know, you were there, and that's the thing to do. Make the best of it. I just wanted to go to Vietnam because some of my friends have been killed there. I buried my best friend right before I left. I was a military escort for him. And I said, there has to be a reason for this. There has to be. I have to see it myself. And I went, and to my discouragement, I found out that there is no reason. It's immoral and it's unjust.
There's an area there wide enough for the park to support vehicles. And if something happened in the meantime, you'd be able to get to your support vehicles, even if you had to come back for the medical team. Okay? Fine, thank you.
Will you be along in this, or
Along with the march?
Who can I contact?
Well, I would be.
Cars out there?
You're right. Yeah, we'll have men all the way along to aid you, and I'll be no doubt going back and forth to aid you. Okay? Fine. Thank you, Scott.
We're leaving the park here with some 75 people. There will be people joining us en route. And we'll be en route for 3.5 long days.
You see, what this all boils down to is, where does a person's loyalties lie when he finds that the goals of his service are in conflict with what he believes should be his loyalties to humanity? Even though I'm a West Point graduate, and even though I'm a first lieutenant in the United States Army on active duty, I'm many things before I'm an Army officer. I'm many things. Among them, what Richard Nixon has stated. He spoke to cadets at the Air Force Academy, and he said, all of you are citizens first and soldiers second. I'm a citizen first, but I'm also a human being. As a human being, and as a citizen, and as a military officer, I reject the Vietnam War in its entirety. I believe in immediate withdrawal.
That's fine. Let's move out.
So this is before the war is over here.
We're moving out now.
Yep. Wow. Plastic M16s. And they reenacted the brutal hostilities. And the thing is that the M16s were so cheap, they were piece of shit fucking guns, right? In fact, if you broke them open and looked inside, the plastic on the inside of the guns, it fucking said Mattel. The plastic was made from Mattel Corporation.
It's been stated by many people, but it's to the point now that all young people the people that are for the war seem to think that it's commies, pinkos, and creeps, things like that. And we'd like to show that another segment, and the segment that's doing the fighting over there, there's a considerable amount that do think that it's wrong and think it's just a bad thing. Thanks a lot. Can you tell us who you are, where you're from, and why you're here?
Yeah, Byron Clotter, Ohio State. Guess I'm here last Christmas when I came home. I got to go see a buddy of mine who's paralyzed all 4 limbs.
Jesus.
And while I saw him, he told me about another friend of ours who got killed. So, came in a hope of maybe, seems like maybe veterans would be the only valid group that the people here would respond to.
You believe in the war when you went there?
Yeah, I volunteered. I was crazy.
What happened that changed your mind? Do you remember any particular things?
Yeah, almost all of it. Found out that we're throwing away a lot of good men, killing a lot of little foreigners just because they're in our way. And it seems like nobody seems to understand why we're doing that. But somehow our national honor seems to depend on continuing to throw away men and kill little foreigners.
And kill little foreigners. See? He can't even get away from his brainwashing. Yes, he was brainwashed by the United States government to hate people.
There was a snatch mission where we would go out looking for suspects, VC suspects, or so-called. He might be a farmer. We were told they might be farmers anyway. So we would land in someone's field and grab them if they looked suspect, whatever suspects looked like, and take them back for interrogation anyway. And we never knew what happened to these people after we took them. Took them for interrogation, how they got back to their homes.
They didn't.
Anyone would be grabbed anyway.
They wound up in a ditch, man.
Demonstration platoon made up of half New York people and half Ohio people.
Nice
What
chops.
we're doing in these towns during these incidents is trying to let these people know what it feels like to be Vietnamese, trying to show them by not playing with yellow people, playing with white people, playing with white middle American people. Let them know what it's like to have no political freedom. Have someone come in and impose their will on your will. The guerrilla theater people are the Quakers' friends, pacifist organization. And by allowing themselves to be mistreated by us, they're trying to illustrate what it would be like if Americans were civilians in Vietnam.
A little tiny guy.
What are you keeping that barn? My animal feed. Check the barn. Put him in the rope and put it around his neck. No, around his waist. I'll hang him later. Down! Get down!
So these are, of course, reenactments.
Down! Keep it down! Take him over to the tree. String him up. Damn, we got breakfast. Yeah! Got a good one.
So they go into towns, they tell people what's going on, and they allow them to volunteer to participate.
What do you got in that barn?
This guy was obviously in the military.
Where do you keep your weapons? We'll see, Papa San. If you're lying, you're gonna die, Papa San.
There you go.
For the snakes. Get the rope, we need it.
Leave him for the snakes.
Haul him up. Get on your feet, Gook. Get on your feet, Gook. Get on your feet.
It's great that they're using the same names that they were told to use against the Vietnamese people. It's my favorite shirt, man.
String it up, Tyler. Get him up there.
So these soldiers here are doing exactly what they used to do in the war, not months before. So let's hope that's a plastic knife. I wonder how many guys freaked out during this flashback.
Okay. All right, look, let's get rid of it. We haven't got time for this. We got to move on. All yours, sweetheart.
Double tap to the back of the head. You're done.
I saw a whole town was almost half massacred. The town we went through on an operation to Sea of Falls in '66. And kids, dogs, everything.
I think my favorite was usually the knife trick. Either that or I had a good counterpart. He used to use a 2x4 and used to break it over their shoulders. A lot of times we punch him in the chest, man. And that way, you know, they can't tell because it doesn't bruise that badly. You always keep away from the face.
And he's still smiling about it.
Hit a prisoner when an officer's around. And, or else, you know, if someone's visiting, like you know, camera people or something. we also took them over the ocean occasionally. This is in July. Dropped a couple of them out, you know.
There's something still wrong with him that he's smiling like that. That was sad.
Like affected with the propaganda, and while you're over there, like you have a real deep animosity. At least you think you do. And then
because you're programmed
to. Like after a while, you know, you can see that it's just not right. I know that. Like after about 6 months, like I couldn't, really get into it like I did in the beginning, because I saw a guy kicked to death before, and that really turned me off. He was my prisoner, and I went back to a base camp, and the guys took him out to the field, and then when I came back, he couldn't hardly walk. Then he died during the night. So like rather than go through the whole hassle, they put him in a rice sack and dumped him along the way.
Sure, we kill families and babies and kids and that, but I mean, I don't know who. I don't know them no more they know me. I mean, we're complete strangers. We're just saying, survival, man.
Survival.
When we did catch a visit,
it's called conquest.
Interrogation committee, they could make them talk to General of South Vietnam, and they would put sacks over their heads and tie them on the choppers and run them through the trees until they die or talk.
Jesus.
New York, get ready. Okay, first hold up. Rep, you can have a hold up, please. Hold up.
If they'd have went in, I thought we were licked before we started. We go in there to fight a war of attrition. We're licked. We can't sacrifice a man from this country for one of them there Asians, or they breed like flies.
Jesus Christ.
Johnson had him hollering, "Uncle," and then he stopped the bombing. When he stopped, he should have stepped it up. I thought maybe Nixon would do something.
Talk about
Certainly.
programmed.
But he hasn't done it.
Got to defeat the enemy somewhere. Got to make a stand somewhere.
If you're gonna use force, use it. Get it over with. You don't shove young boys 18, 19 up there every year to get killed for nothing. Right? Get it over with.
Well, I think there's still men who'll fight for their country. A lot of men will fight for their country. Whether it's right or wrong, they'll fight for their country.
Where the fuck are you then?
Why can't we conquer? We conquered France, we conquered Germany. Why can't we take that?
A lot of kids come back there with legs and feet off, arms off. They're crippled for life. Is Uncle Sam going to take care of them boys?
No.
Is he going to provide transportation if they want to go to a ball game
No.
or something like that?
A lot of wars are wrong.
He
I
knows
agree with
it.
that. When men get killed, there's a lot of things wrong.
You have your thoughts, he has his thoughts. We have ours. To each his own. That's why the stars and stripes are flying, right? Yeah. And the way you feel about that flag is your opinion.
That's the way it used to be. Now it's you don't like it, get out of my country, right?
And we were driving along, hoping to catch up with you, and then we have. And we're all for what you're doing.
Great.
I feel as my wife feels. I'm with her, and this is long. It's a long, hard fight that we're all in now, and I hope to see the day that we're successful in ending it.
Not winning, just fucking ending it. Hurts? Oh, just watching those guys march, man. It's really tearing at me. Jesus. Because each one of these son of a bitches had to march in the fucking jungles, you know.
They look like a bunch of punks to me.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I know. My kid was there, too. They have. Sure, they got it right. Let them go. Can you imagine them being in the Army? Probably the first sergeant they go in the guardhouse till they got cleaned up.
The whole thing in this country.
You ain't got a
Respect for
fucking
law and
clue.
order, respect for the uniform and the military is broken down completely. They don't like this, why don't they go back to Hanoi?
There you go. You don't like it, go back to you. Fuck you. This is my fucking country. And I have a right to change it. And stand up and say when it's wrong, you old fucking piece of shit. Get over yourself. Get over that fucking old, tired,
information officer for the 25th
Stars and
Division,
Stripes
67,
bullshit.
68. And one of my jobs was to prepare all press releases and photos that went out of our division, which eventually went to civilian press. And I was in, in a really good position, to see exactly the kind of suppression, the news suppression,
Probably told to burn a lot of photos
that keeps the
too,
American
right?
public from finding out what's really going on over there.
There you go.
It's a really complicated process. Our news releases from the Division Information Office have to be cleared by the Chief of Staff, the division, and then the commanding officer. They go to MACV, which is the Military Advisory Command Vietnam, and then they go to MACOI, which is Military Assistance Command Office of Information. Then they go on to JustPal, Joint United States Public Affairs Office, which is connected to the embassy, who makes the final judgment on whether or not any information gets released.
Did you see that playing card, of spades, ace of spades, the death card that he was wearing?
Well, most of the press is aware of what's going on.
They used to lay those on
They never seem to be there at the right time.
dead
Quite often,
Vietnamese, North Vietnamese.
like when I was flying around as a courier, I'd bump into guys from news teams, and I'd sit down and talk to them in airports. And they'd tell me that, well, for example, the 5th Mech a year ago, April, lost 120 men on one hill up near Quang Tri. That never made the papers back here. And the reason was the guy from the San Francisco Chronicle, when he got up there, was told that it wasn't going on and sent down to Quang Tri City to look at a pacification effort, sent on a wild goose chase. And that happens quite often, that newsmen are sent off in the wrong direction or prevented from joining a unit that's actually going out in the field. But I think the newsmen really want to send the news back. I'm not criticizing the newspaper people, but rather the PIO offices.
We'll let this film go in about another 10 minutes.
We got a hose hooked up for you guys to use to cool off. It's over by the side of the meeting house. And what else? That's about it. Okay. Okay. Make yourself comfortable. Okay. As comfortable as you can.
Have your attention for a minute, please. Then we'll cool off with the hose. There will be some beer here for you to drink. And we've got a short day tomorrow in terms of marching, but we've got a lot of things to accomplish tomorrow.
Hey, somebody brought a keg. They earned it. Any one of these old farts out there that's got a problem with these guys doing what they're doing, they have the problem. It's their problem.
Pretty big war hero in World War II.
These guys are trying to solve problems here.
Went in the Marine Corps out of school at the University of Virginia. I was pretty much a hawk because when I went in, I was really ticked off about the fact that the North Vietnamese were parading American flyers in Hanoi. So I enlisted in the Corps and dropped out of school. They sent me to Vietnamese language school, my previous college background, etc. And we were taught by Vietnamese, and the people are really beautiful. The land there is just beautiful.
He was sent to speak the language, and he can't even pronounce
sunrises I've ever seen.
Vietnamese.
The farms, children are beautiful. And American soldiers are there, American machines are there, supposedly helping our allies, South Vietnamese, when we're tearing up their territory, to help them. We're destroying villages to save villages, and we're saving nothing.
Saving nothing. Oh, the water looks fucking horrible. He's naked. Don't look. Don't look. He's naked. Oh, the nude booty. Nude booty. Nude booty. Nudie booties! Nudie booties! Yeah, I was a streaker.
A Russian-made AK-47. But really, we should know better, and we know how them Vietnamese people are. You see, they really don't care. Because like they're South Vietnamese in the daytime, and they're North Vietnamese at night, they're Viet Cong. So they really don't care what government rules them.
You heat it up and leave it on your hand. I think we may need more ravioli. You think we might? Well, there's some cases over there.
Some more ravioli. Are they getting canned food here? Ravioli! Ravioli! The mustache. You know, you're a soldier, and you should feel proud that you're a soldier, right? And their pride's just ripped from them by a stinking, stupid fucking war, right? How can you be proud to do that? You're proud to take care of your country and to serve your government and to, you know, fight off bad guys. But day 2.
Recon, get it together. Leo, Recon, getting it together over here.
We are going to watch 5 minutes of this, and then we'll probably pick up right where it says day 2 tomorrow. We'll watch a little bit more. Ravioli! All these little villages here named after European towns, probably from pre-World War I. They call them sister cities.
And the incident will happen there, so you all get a chance to see it, plus rap with the people. Okay? So about I'd say probably 500 meters outside of the main city. Okay, first, second, and third. Part of the first will be in the right-hand side. Part will be in the left-hand side. Second will be in the left-hand side. Third will be in the left-hand side. Fourth will be split. Okay, and you've got to play it by ear.
Yeah, I know we can see
He's got one. Take it, honey. I got one. Oh, look at that. Little Volkswagen. Flemington. Flemington, New Jersey.
Oh, that's just horrible. Do they hate the country? Is that it?
That guy needs to learn how to park. Jeez. Johnny. What's up, Johnny? Alright. I'm glad that the police were involved and allowed this to happen. Pulling people out of church. That's great. That'll show some reality.
What do you mean all right? You just shot him. He's dead. You want to get shot too? I didn't do anything. He just ran. What did I do? You're going on.
There you go.
Oh, I haven't done anything.
Shut up! I said shut up! I said shut up! You hear me? You hear me? All right, get up on your knees, goddammit! On your knees!
you go.
Hey, man, what do we want to take this guy away home with us for? Kill him.
Just kill him.
Kill him. We don't want him. He's
There was a lot of that. We don't need to hassle. Just kill him.
We got time for that. We got time for that. To take him back. We ain't got time. Rip him off. They can sweat him with a sand generator. Just take it easy. You may tell us a lie.
And the stark similarities to our own country and slavery just boom.
Over here. Okay, down. Down. Hold me up for it.
Harsh. Heavy similarities, man.
I'm not in a unit. Yeah, how come you have no ID, huh? You took my ID. Yeah, bullshit. Where are you from, huh? Who you working with? Come on, you want your guts to say, huh? What you want?
God, I hope that's not a real knife.
I'm loyal.
It looks fake.
I'm with nobody. Kill him.
Well, I'll tell you, it was very effective. Very effective. Here's a guy like that, you. I got scared with all the guns passing on Main Street. We're not used to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't read anything in the paper. So.
Because you're so fucking far removed from the goddamn happenings in the world. But you're quick to say, well, I don't want that here.
Well, I think it is well done. It doesn't feel like a simulation. Feels like the real thing. You've got some people who are really committed, and their integrity really comes across.
I don't believe that I should turn the other cheek when you smack me. And if somebody asks me to come to help them, I go to help them. Just like the South Vietnam government asked us to. They asked us to come over there.
No, they didn't.
Nobody asked the Russians to come in
No,
here, the Viet Cong.
Bullshit. We're fighting a Cold War over there. Somebody else's country.
Walk from here to Timbuktu and want to eat sea rations? Man, I'll tell you, I think they're sick of their head.
Have their share of hell. I certainly hope that it ends. I have had 2 brothers over there. And I don't want my son to go. Maybe it seems different. Maybe I've changed from a hawk to a dove now. And that's not hard to do when you've had so many members of your own family go and some of them won't come back. And I've known too many boys around here.
Mm-hmm.
Going to grow up and send off to other end of the world. It's rotten. It's just rotten.
Yeah, propaganda wears off when reality sets in.
The Valley Forge Hospital, and I've seen the victims, the amputees and stuff, and it's really a sad sight.
And you don't want to be that,
What
huh?
did you find that the American soldiers' reaction was to the Vietnamese while you were there?
A lot of them hated him.
Why would they hate him?
Because they're goofs. I mean,
Ugh.
to me, it's North Vietnamese to me, but call them all goofs because they're Vietnamese. I don't know why.
I don't know why. There you go.
Goof? I have no idea.
He has no idea why he calls them a gook.
Or a Jap, or a Jerry, or a kike, or anything like that. You dehumanize the man or the woman, and it's easier to persecute and oppress that kind of person. In our case, it becomes easier to kill. And we don't want our boys turned into butchers and murderers, and we don't think the parents want that either, because they're going to come home to you, and they're going to be a little bit different than when they went. It's not going to be the same son you sent to Vietnam.
Different sons. They come home different sons. All right, I am going to go there, and I am going to come back to you here. We are right in the middle of Different Sons. A really phenomenal independent film following a march of Vietnam veterans and active military servicemen marching to show what the fuck's going on with the Vietnam War. This is from 1970. And it's really, I mean, there have been so many deaths. And not to mention that the guy said right there in the film that there were so many deaths that never even got reported on. They were just stashed away. You know, 120 guys killed in one battle within a couple of hours, and it never made the papers in the United States. They just buried it. Just like they would bury a lot of local men and women because they were suspected of being affiliated with the North Vietnamese, the NVA, you know. And the how they talk about the brainwashing of the soldiers to make it easier to dehumanize anybody but Americans, not dehumanize people of another race, but dehumanize, you know, anything other than American. And it's gone so far that if you look at the country now, it's still so divided where half of the country sees themselves as better than everyone else. Flat out better than. And when you look at stuff through that type of lens, it's easy just to dehumanize anybody, even people of your own color. If they're not of your status, well, you can dehumanize them too. You know, right back to that frickin' lady in that video who claimed that she didn't have to be nice to strangers because she didn't know them. So she wasn't responsible for how they felt. She wasn't responsible for them in any way whatsoever. And she owed them nothing. She didn't owe them kindness because she did not know them. And as much as people will scream up and down that it's not them, there are a lot of people, and it's them. It's them completely. Yeah. We call them Karens, self-entitled people. Yeah. Those perfect people out there. And you saw quite a few of it, just in the first half of that. You saw guys, just old, just crusty red, white, and blue motherfuckers who are just so steeped in bullshit propaganda and politics from 2 wars ago, right? And they're still holding on to it, right? Their government is fucking them over, taking their land, raising their taxes, screwing them left and right, but they're still willing to stand up and taking their sons and killing off their family members. And they're still ready to take it. Well, you can't do that in my country, because in my country you have to do things the way I say. It's like, dude, get over yourself. And there's still so much of that. There's entire states of this country where you dare not go through and wear a shirt opposing, because you'll get hung, you'll get strung up, you know, you'll wind up in you and your car will wind up in the Mississippi and never be found again, you know. Don't go driving through the South, you know, with any thoughts in your head of equality, because you won't find it, you know. You just won't find it. Where in the... What's he talking about? Where in the South? Be specific. What country he's talking about? You talking about my land? You know, I'm talking about anybody with that fucking old school mentality that says, my way's better than your way because mine's the American way. Yeah. People who still have their head up their ass and who are still listening to the bullshit propaganda coming out of the fucking country's mouthpieces. Because it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. You go in strong and hot and heavy for somebody, and that somebody fucks you over. And you're still backing them. Because my granddaddy was a publican, and my great-granddaddy was a publican, so I'm a publican. I'm a crat. And I'm a crat because he was a crat. It's like, give me a break. You know, get over it. Open your eyes and see the big picture. The big picture is you're just a pawn. That's it. We're all just fucking pawns, man. It's a fucking game. It's a horrible fucking game. And we are just fucking little tiny pieces. They scoop together and you could say, well, we could lose 100,000 people over here. Throw them over there. Oh, let's see. Let's lose 1 million people this time. How do we do that? Well, we got to do it in small batches, because if we do it, how do we do it in a big batch? Get them all sick. That'll do it. I'm going to go heat up my coffee so it's nice and hot, and I'll be right back. I'll let you listen while I'm doing it, okay? I'm going to get a little more coffee, a little more creamer. Man, it rained something fierce last night. It was raining cats and dogs last night like crazy. It started yesterday evening and just kept going and going and going and going. It was crazy. I had a little bit of a nap yesterday. We had to go out and do a couple of houses, and I made it through one. But I didn't clean. I was in the backyard. We went to a house, and I just showed up with my hula hoe and went into the backyard and hula hoed the whole backyard and raked it up, and it destroyed me. I'm not used to physical labor anymore. Scrubbing toilets and mopping floors, that's what I'm used to now. And out there doing, a couple of hours of this was hard on me. Yeah. So my wife cleaned it all up, put it in those trash can thingies, put them out on the street, and they should be picked up this morning. Hell yeah. And all that rain, those weeds should be sprouting up again tomorrow. There you go. There you go. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. I am going to punch up something here on my old television here. And Monday movie memories. Oop. That's not the one. There we go. That's the one. Because it's Monday. So we got to have the old drive-in up on the screen back there behind me. So we just watched the first half or better of Different Suns, a Vietnam protest film, independent film. It follows the march. It follows a march of Vietnam veteran soldiers and active military soldiers from one location to another, and along the way they perform dramatic recreations, depictions of the atrocities that they inflicted upon the Vietnamese people, North and South alike. So that is the album for the day. The movie for the day is the film 10. 10. Yeah, buddy, let's do that. 10. That is the film for the day. Absolutely. This is my cool little countertop video store display. And here is my Betamax. Yes, people, but Betamax copy of 10 with Bo Derek on the cover. This is a great Dudley Moore film, a great Blake Edwards film. It's got a lot of great actors in it. Of course, it's got Julie Andrews in it. Julie Andrews, of course, I don't know if at this time she was, but eventually being married to Blake Edwards, the kind of the guy, the producer, writer, director of many great films in the 70s. One of my most favorite was of Blake Edwards films was, of course, 10. And then S.O.B. with his wife, Julie Andrews, actually exposing her breasts in that, which was supposed to make a huge statement, and it did, because, of course, Julie Andrews being the actress who portrayed Mary Poppins, right? So to have her expose her breasts for all of Hollywood, all of the world, and all of time, right? Because once you are in the cinema, you are always and forever in the cinema. And of course, unless they just lose your all of your work, right? And that sometimes happens, where they lose everything you've ever done. And they're like, who the hell is that? They find one little tiny piece, and they're like, who's that? Oh, I don't know. You know, and he could have been the best thing in the world back then, but all of his work was lost, and now we just see him standing in a picture behind some other people. We know all of those people, but who is that guy? He was their mentor. He was who they looked up to, the performer that they admired most, and all of his work is gone. How many times has that happened, right? Crazy. Crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. So I'd like it if at some point we're going to come back Monday next week, and we're going to watch the rest of Different Suns, and then we're going to discuss it further. And at some point, I hope that between now and then, people are going to watch it and then step in and say, hey man, that was fucking crazy, dude. My father was a vet, and I never knew. We never know. I hope by watching many of the films on my channel, it'll help you to take away from your ability to just out of the blue say, I never knew, right? Knowledge is power. The more you know, the stronger you are, period. There's a lot of power on my channel here, a lot of knowledge, all right? Albeit old knowledge, it still rings true today because of the core morality and values of what's on my channel. The reality, the truth, the love. So, check out, go to the movie list and just pick a random film and watch it, and you'll get so much out of it. The simplest things, you'll get a lot out of it, or you'll get at least something. You'll learn something, and that's important. If you're not learning, you're just killing time on planet Earth. I get to learn something every day, because every day I gotta cobble together pieces and parts for the show and the channel and stuff. That's great. Yeah. My cup, it says buzz off. Buzz off. It's got some bees buzzing around. I love my coffee cups. If I have to stop drinking coffee, I'll still use them for something. Tea, perhaps. Cookies and milk. You never know. Yeah. So 10 by Blake Edwards. That is one hell of a film. Who else is in this? Mulligan. Robert Webber. D. Wallace. Robert Webber. So, Bo Derek. Whew. Bo Derek. 1983. I thought this was in 1979. Oh, there it is, 1979. 83 is this thing here. Whew. I thought I made a typo in my stuff. So this video, this Betamax, came out in 83 because of the artwork on the cover says 83. So that's a dead giveaway. Well, it is a fantastic film. Let me see. Let me go to the old feed here, the old feed bag, and I'm gonna put on the old feed bag. And go there. And let me get. Type in a different sense, and there it is. So I am going to share that. There we go. There it is. Okay, I'm all caught up there on my live feed. There we go. All right. Okay, let me paste this link here to Different Suns. Where? Oh, there we go. And then Different Suns. We said, what, 1970? Full movie. Okay. So that's that. And then we are going to look for 10 and see if we can't find the film. I'm sure somebody probably has it. Oh, the birds are waking up. But I will have to probably assume that full movie. Okay, it looks like you're going to have to buy the movie. Buy or rent. So we don't have the movie 10 to show you. Where's that one that does the clips? The clipses. The clipses. Yeah. Oh, SOB. There's a good one. 1981. Yeah, okay, so I'll get off of that there. So Blake Edwards, what do I remember about Blake Edwards? He was a writer. He was a writer for, I believe it was the show Richard Diamond, or Richard Diamond, the Singing Detective, and I think it was William Powell or someone like that, or anyway, he was a great writer for the radio before he got into writing TV and films. He wrote a lot of stuff that it's like, well, geez, if he's really good at this, and how did he get started doing that? I think he even wrote some stuff like Rawhide and that kind of shit for early TV. If not that show, something similar. But I think he really shines when he's able to take his own stuff and write it, produce it, and direct it, and just do it himself, and not have to, give in so much to studios. What I remember most about the film 10 is when he finally catches up with Bo Derek's character. And it's after they've kind of spent the day together on the beach. And they go back to her room. And the fact that she's really, really laid back and is like non-committal to anything, and she'll just do whatever, and she don't care, and it just reminded me so much of all of the kind of people that I grew up with back in Sierra Madre Canyon, back in the hippie counterculture era of my life, because there were a lot of people like that. So she seemed the really normal one, whereas Dudley Moore's character, he seemed like something completely out of place to me in my world. He was a cartoon-esque character, whereas she was the real deal. She was a real person. I could see her walking through the neighborhood, right? Whereas Dudley Moore, he would be somebody that was completely out of touch with my world as I am with his. So all of a sudden, this weird, fantastic, bizarre movie, and to other people it may be the end that gets bizarre and fantastic, but this weird movie that just seems so unreal to me, because I'm living in a hippie world, all of a sudden becomes real with the full-on, here's Bo Derek. And that bedroom, the apartment scene, the hotel room scene, where they're in her suite, and she wants to screw to some classical music and get high or something, and the way she's just so casual, about everything that's going on, and he's so uptight. He's just so fucking completely uptight about everything. Yeah, it's just hilarious. Just freaking hilarious, man. And of course, Dudley Moore was a comedian long before, 10 years before he did this. He was still working with BBC. He did, he was one of the little characters on Monty Python's. He popped up on Monty Python all the time. And what's the name of that group that he was in England? Some weird freaky name. Let me see if I can dig up the record here. Go ahead and talk to me. I'm listening. I'm going to see if I can dig up one of those comedy records. Okay, I'm just about there. I'm just about there. I swear I have something that should be a little bit of new heart. Come on. No. Huh? Okay. Well, I thought I had something here, but I don't. It must be another record that I was thinking of. Yeah. This one's Peter Sellers. So I must have been thinking of something else, and it is something I cannot find at this particular moment. Yeah. Anyways. Let's, well, it is 6:30. I guess it's no time like the present. We can start reading from the TV guide for this week. The TV guide for this week is May 5th through May 11th. So this being May 5th, we will start reading from Saturday, May 5th. And we will read Saturday morning through till today, Monday. And let's just take a look at some of this TV guide here. Today's TV guide has Columbo. Yep, Peter Falk on the cover there. My wife and I most recently just finished watching Columbo series, all 8 or 9 seasons of that. This is once again the Central California edition. I believe the people who owned these moved from Central California down to this area, which is where I got them. I got them from a family who sold everything and then moved off to another state. All right, I love these cigarette ads, so let's check out a cigarette ad. Salem. I had a friend whose father smoked Salems. So if we wanted a cigarette, we had to steal a Salem menthol. All right, and here's a great look at the past. Here is a great Toyota ad. Those were some great fucking cars. If you're privileged to still own one of these fuckers, that's awesome. That is fucking awesome. People take them now and turn them into those little road rally roadster cars, which is a great deal. That's very, 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 very extraordinary and very cool. I dig it. I totally dig it. I'm just poking through the pages here. Iceberg. Now there's an icy menthol flavored cigarette that I have never heard of. Iceberg. Well, I wonder why I've never heard of it. I didn't smoke cigarettes back in May of 1973. Wow. May. So this is months after the whole Wounded Knee thing, I believe. So I'm going to wonder if there's any hint to that in here. And if you want to get, there's a public announcement here, if you want to get a set of full-on awesome binoculars, you only pay $4.99 plus shipping and handling, okay, to Department 4S. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, let's look at Saturday morning, the 5th of May, 1973, the electric company. Highlights from today include documentary on the American cowboy. Carol Burnett, Lily Tomlin, Artie Johnson are in cameos, and spoof reducing machines. Bill Cosby does a sketch. Morgan Freeman, the electric company star. Did you not know that Morgan Freeman was a star on a kids show for years? Morgan Freeman plays Robin Hood in a lesson on OO songs. And that's hilarious because Morgan Freeman also played the Moor on Robin Hood the movie, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner. So that's an interesting little segue there, a little professional segue. Lassie stars in Thunder Mountain at 8:30 a.m. Wow. Wow. There you go. Haunted Ski Lodge on Scooby-Doo at 9:30. A little bit of Bewitched, C-Lab 2020, Josie and the Pussycats, Funky Phantom, Zoom, a young swimmer from Acton, Massachusetts, a Chicago girl from Truckus, New Mexico, are the subjects of films. Also, how to make tortillas. There you go. Wally's Workshop, making picture frames with ordinary household tools. Oh, 11:30, Lidsville. Yeah, Lidsville. That's a great one. At noon, Monkeys. Monkeys! Hey, we are at the Monkeys at 12:30. American Bandstand. Vicki Lawrence, The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. Remember that song? Mama's House. Yep, she's the one that did that song. CBS Children Film Festival. Mr. Horatio Nibbles. Okay. Movie War, Italian Style, Buster Keaton. 1965. Roller game, Los Angeles Thunderbirds versus the Riley's Renegades, the Thunderbirds. Yeah, that's cool. That is totally cool. I think I've got one of those roller derby games on my channel. Just search my channel for roller derby. I think you'll find it. Totally. Ah, yeah, roller derby, Los Angeles Thunderbirds, right, same game. Little Shepherd of Kingdom Come. Wow. Civil War, Jimmy Rogers, Chill Wills. That sounds like it's funny, but it's a drama. Oakland Athletics at Cleveland Indians. There you go. More roller derby. Black Omnibus, James Earl Jones. Yeah. Lloyd Bridges, Waterworld. Lost Planet Airmen, 1951, about diabolical scientist who plans to rule the world. Alrighty. Let's see. The Pink Jungle, 1968, tongue-in-cheek adventure thriller about a clumsy diamond hunt in the South American jungle. James Garner. The Pink Jungle. Let me see if I can find something like that. The Pink Jungle. And it's a 1968. 1968. We'll see. Look at emergency at 6. 6. Emergency. Hee-haw. Time tunnel at 6:30. Tony and Doug try to rescue 200 miners trapped in a cave-in. Tony is James Darren. Totally James Darren. Porter Wagner. Yeah. Dolly Parton's on that show. That's where she got her start. She released some records, and then he hired her for his show. She was on that show. She learned a lot on that show, but she could have left that show after the first couple of episodes. She was so awesome. Let's see. We are still on Saturday, and I think we are going to try to move it along a little quicker. 8 o'clock on Saturday evening. Here We Go Again, comedy, emergency, All in the Family. At 8:30, Strauss Family, Bridget Loves Bernie. At 9, Adventure, Sean Connery's Operation Kid Brother. And that's actually Sean Connery's brother, Neil Connery, does a movie spoofing his brother's movies. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird scenario. Yep, Ballad of a Soldier, another movie, Mary Tyler Moore, Bob Newhart's at 9:30. At 10, Assignment Vienna, crime drama. Also, Carol Burnett, Boxing de Mexico, Boxeo, Mexico. Caprice, Doris Day, via Brian Keith, Cesar Romero. Oh, it kills me. The Brides of Dracula, Cry for Happy, and Boris Karloff presents Thriller. And Psycho's on at 11:15. Flight of the Phoenix at 11:30. And we have no Saturday Night Live because it's only 1973. Sunday morning, Davy and Goliath is on. Let me scan through real quick and see if there's anything interesting to note. Here, Monsters Go Home, Globetrotters. Let's see, Bullwinkle. The Vanishing American, 1965 movie. We got noon, Stanley Cup is on, Canadians and the Blackhawks. The Canadiens and the Blackhawks. Let's see, afternoon on Sunday, gymnastics, youth in the 70s, 1972 All-American. Gosh, golly gee whiz. Well, there's not too much going on Sunday. Dragnet at 5:30. I mean, I could always sit and watch some Dragnet. You know, shit, if there's nothing else on. 6 p.m. on May 6th, Sunday, 1973. The Adventures of Black Beauty. How Do Your Children Grow? 60 Minutes news, profiles, and background essays are featured. Segments hinge on late-breaking stories. So that must be a new show at this point, or at least a new version, because they're talking about, like, we don't know what's going on. The World of Disney, Coyote's Lament. I think I've seen that. Dick Van Dyke. Let's go. 8 o'clock on Sunday evening, MASH. A gunshot on the golf course. I remember that episode. Columbo starts at 8:30, Scotland Yard. Columbo in London. I remember that. We never see his wife because he don't have a wife. He don't have a kid. He don't have a dog. He always changes his story. I think he's fucking cuckoo in the cop. I don't even think he's really a cop. I think he's just convinced everyone that he is. You know, he's a nut. Columbo was really cuckoo in the cabeza. So at 8:30 we also have Mannix. And they probably put it there to compete with the starting of Columbo, but it's only a 60-minute show, whereas Columbo is a 90-minute show. Masterpiece Theater. Barnaby Jones at 9:30. Nice. Young Dr. Kildare, 10:30. Johnny Carson, Sunday evening. Wow, really? I thought it was just Monday through Friday. Huh. Well, there you go. Was it a Sunday night show then? All right, so here we are, Monday morning, May 7th, 1973. That's today, back then. So here we are. On Dinah Shore at 9 a.m., singer Kenny Rogers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. He sings that on the show. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Wherever She Goes, Australian 1953 film. Which is kind of funny because Australia didn't do much stuff back then. They weren't putting out many films back in the 50s. I don't even think they had their own production company. Correct me if I'm wrong. Talk to me about it. Talk to me, people. I'm here. I'm here. I'm weird. Get used to it. At noon on Monday, May 7th, 1973, Password with Bill Bixby and Lucy Arnaz. And Phil Donahue has Jerry Baker. They talk about plant care. Movie War and Peace, Part 1, at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Let's see. We got any soap operas in 1973? They should be starting around noon-ish, 11:30. Search for Tomorrow, Love of Life. And what do we got here? They don't call them serials at this point, do they? No, they do not. They don't address them as anything. Days of Our Lives, As the World Turns, All My Children, Doctors, Guiding Light, Another World, Edge of Night, Return to Peyton Place, Somerset, General Hospital. I don't know what Secret Storm is. That might be one. One Life to Live. Can you hear the birds? Imitation of Life, 1959. Lana Turner. At 4, Love American Style, middle of the day. My Favorite Martian, Big Valley, Genie. So that's I Dream of Jeannie anew. It's a new I Dream of Jeannie, right? That's like a sequel. That's interesting. That's interesting. Genie. Let's look up Genie. Barbara Eden. All right. She's on it, isn't she? It said Barbara Eden. Did it? Genie, Barbara Eden. Okay. Oh, let's see. Medic drama. See, it says drama, but it doesn't say serial on the serials. That's funny. Electric Company from earlier. 6 p.m. News. Walter Cronkite, Smith and Reasoner. News at 6:30. John Chancellor. Movie Demetrius and the Gladiators. Ew. Genie's on again. 7:30. Wacky World of Jonathan Winters. Jonathan Winters. That's great. Let's see if we can find some Jonathan Winters. Wacky World. There we go. Let's see. We've got less than 15 minutes left here this morning. So let's get through this. 7 o'clock. There's some Dragnet on as well. And then we're going to sell us some hospital costs insurance there. 8 o'clock on Monday evening, May 7th, 1973. The Rookies, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Eisenstein documentary special about the Russian director, Sergei Eisenstein. And Gunsmoke is also on. It's a repeat, but it is an actual primetime show still. At 9 o'clock, George Peppard in The Bravos with Pernell Roberts. And also Betty Davis, The Judge and Jake Weiler, 1973 movie. Pardon me. Pardonnez-moi. At 9:30, Book Beat. And Doris Day. At 10, Roads to Freedom. Also at 10, Bill Cosby Variety, an all-American comedy show with Peter Sellers, Anthony Newley, Tim Conway, Richard Pryor, and Playboy magazine publisher Hugh Hefner. Hef plays St. Peter as Bill impersonates a 75-year-old lion walking through the pearly gates. In a monologue, Bill talks about the agony of losing a Monopoly game, more fun, a takeoff on the Three Musketeers, and a sketch about drunks trying to open a charge account at Bill's liquor store. We got Lola Falana, Susan Tulsky, and this is actually a repeat. Last show of the medical center moves into this time slot on May 21st. Also on Monday, May 7th, 1973, we've got Alfred Hitchcock at 11. Last seen wearing blue jeans is the story. Pioneers, a Western, black and white, as well as Alfred Hitchcock is black and white. Late Night was always a lot of black and white stuff because you could get it real cheap. Late Night, 11:30, Johnny Carson has New York comic Rodney Dangerfield, and Ed McMahon and Doc Severinsen. Gothic Terror in a Coastal Community, The Dunwich Horror, 1970. Yeah, that's a Sandra Dee, Dean Stockwell. That's a freaky movie, man. That's a freaky fucking movie, man. All right, and then that takes us into tomorrow morning. So we'll get more of that tomorrow morning. More of this TV guide from back then. We got about 10 minutes left, and I am going to use it wisely. I'm going to drink coffee and smoke a marijuana. Because once I'm done here, that'll leave me 2 hours to get to the dentist. I got to be there by 9. I'm hopefully dropping my teeth off with instructions on what to do with them and have them sent back to the lab. I know that my dentist is probably competent enough to deal with what I have to deal with, just not at my level. All right, he's worked on them before, and he says he's got them buffed, but they're up against my sensitive mouth skin. It ain't buffed enough, so it needs to go back to the factory. Let's do whatever we need to do to them now, and then send them to the factory and get them polished on the inside, so that I can start fucking wearing them all the time, right? Period, man. I'm talking fucking period. So my daughter has to get over to her commute this morning, unless things change. She has to get to her class this morning at 9:30. So she is, 10:30. She's got to be out of here by 9:15 in order to make it to school on time. And this is her last full week, so to speak, at university until the fall. She's finishing up her second semester. So rock and roll, baby. And she's doing great. She worries, she stresses, which is why she gets shit done, and she gets it done right. But it also worries and stresses her out. So I'm glad that she's going to have the next few months to do absolutely nothing school related. She's already got her classes. Sometime at the end of August, she'll have to middle of August, she'll have to go do some orientation stuff. Anytime they say you should come to school and check out what we got, she's there because it's important. And she can always ask questions. Each semester's different. So going in, balls, cover me. I love this new bowl. Awesome stuff. Well, I hope Joey has made it through the DMV stuff. without a big hassle. I myself have to get done with the dentist, and then my plan was to go with my wife, drop off some paperwork, go over to the dentist, and then be done for the day. But they confirmed my walk-in appointment for 9 a.m., so I'm just going straight to the dentist this morning at 9. My wife's going in the opposite direction at 9:15 with our daughter. And then she can drop off the paperwork in that area over there. So there's that. So there you go. And then I'm sure that we've probably got something else going on today as far as cleaning house and work and whatnot. There was no check-ins yesterday, so it's quite possible there's only one checkout today out of our 3 vacation rentals. The 3 that we clean and maintain, do not own. We're not owners. Yeah, I really, really liked that Different Suns. I can't wait to finish it tomorrow. And like I said, we'll start off tomorrow from where it says day 2, so we kind of catch up. If you want to watch it now, watch the whole thing now. There it is on the link, and then you're more able to discuss and do typing and stuff when we're watching it tomorrow. I mean Monday. Not tomorrow, but Monday. We'll finish watching it on Monday because that's when we do movies. Tomorrow we are going to talk about Wonder Woman. And now remember, today at 4, the 4 o'clock movie is William Holden, the Golden Boy, and it's a retrospective on William Holden and his career. Tomorrow, the 4 o'clock film will be the story of Operation Bootstrap. And we'll get more into that tomorrow. It may be a film that we'll want to debut on the channel here and actually view it live. And then, of course, on Old Time Radio Wednesday, the show for the day is The Shadow. We are going to listen to and discuss The Shadow. And we'll listen to one with Orson Welles, even though there were 1 or 2 other stars of the show. In fact, I think I may be mistaken, but I believe the star of this show or another show similar to it died during a car accident, and they actually had to get the announcer to be his voice for a little while, and so they got another star in there. I think it was really fucked up. I'm not positive. I think it was this show, The Shadow, later on in the series. And then of Wednesday, All Things on Wheels Aren't Equal. It's the film, the 4 o'clock movie. Thursday is Guitar Day, and I'm going to plug in my guitar, and we're going to fuck around with it. The 4 o'clock film is Guilty by Reason of Race, a look at the internment camps. They were concentration camps. They were the internment camps for the Japanese American citizens here in the United States after the bombing of Pearl Harbor during the first few years of World War II. And then on Friday, we're going to look back at my childhood and playing with matches. And also from my childhood, Cocaine Blues is the 4 o'clock film, Myth and Reality of Cocaine. So tune in, turn on, drop out, see what the fuck's going on. I can't wait to come back. I love being here. I do. This is my peaceful place. Yeah. I have curated my little house, my little room, my living room, and my little studio here into a world that I feel so comfortable in, I never want to leave. Seriously, I don't. Some days, some weeks, I can just stay here for days and days and days on end. I could sit here for a month and do this. I have. During my vacation, I spent a lot of time just sitting here focusing in on the future. I wasn't working on the present. I was just focusing on the future. Last little swallow here. All right, people. This is it. This has been Mornings with Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day, Joey, over there at the DMV, the DMV. I guess it's the same whatever state you live in. My state has a great DMV. Sure, that's what they all say. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Actually, I'll see you this evening. I will be back this evening for Minecrafting Monday with Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy and the Grateful Dead. And tonight we are going to listen to more of the Tampa show from 95. Peace out. All right, people, you know what to do. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. All right? Don't war on each other. Most animals don't war on each other. All right? Take care of each other. Do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else too. Why? Because it makes you feel good. Makes somebody else feel good. Makes their day. Makes their life. All right? Take care of each other. Most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. All right, people. I love you so much. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you this evening for Minecrafting. Take care. Be good. Have fun. Love you. And adios. You're crazy. Get out of here. Go on. Really? Get out of here. Go on. Go on.